Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a beginning of the month for December Tarot Oracle reading. And Pisces, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Pisces, we still all have a little bit of Pisces in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Pisces in? That is where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already washed and shuffled the deck, and I'm just giving it a quick cut, and we'll begin this reading with the underlying energy for the reading from the bottom of the deck. This is Judgment card. So the Judgment card is coming in. This card has been coming up a lot in my readings lately. It's partly because of the energy. We're in a Mercury retrograde at the time I'm doing this reading, and we'll be coming out of it just in time for the beginning of December. But the Mercury retrograde quite often is the past comes up, and you can get clarity about the past during this time. It's also like a time when communication can be quite garbled. So it's, you know, because it's coming through the veil, a lot of the judgment could be spiritual judgment, or it could be an actual court judgment in the 3D, or it could be a judgment that you make within yourself or that others are making against you. It could be a lot of things, but the Judgment card shows this angel blowing the trumpet of truth, and there is these three people in these boxes, and these represent skeletons coming out of the closet, and or like Pandora's box opening, so hidden secrets, quite often regarding family. And this represents on the other shore, there's all these people waving at them. The family was waving back, like a mirroring them, but waving at them. And this is saying that the ancestors are trying to communicate with you, and perhaps now through me, maybe they are. They're like, glory, hallelujah. Okay, so this is the King of Cups, is the underlying energy for the first part of my spread. And the first part of my spread regards the internal dynamics, your boundaries, and how you speak to yourself. It represents like when you're laying in bed and you're thinking, what if this happens? What if that happens? I want to do this, but what if? That energy means that it's coming from inside of you. It's your internal forces that are confusing you. And the King of Cups is sitting on the throne. He's out in the middle of water, and the water is quite wavy, and that represents emotions. So it's up and down emotions is what I'm getting here, like wavy. And he's holding a cup of love. I feel like the ancestors, your ancestors, are doing their best to get in touch with you. And also, if you have any descendants that cross the veil, I'm sorry if that is so, but they may be trying to communicate with you from across the veil also. And like the King of Cups has his right foot forward, like he's ready to take action if need be. And it's kind of like, I feel like the ancestors are doing their best to either warn you of something or congratulate you on something, or possibly both. We'll look into it. Yes, because the Wheel of Fortune is here. And so the Wheel of Fortune is showing that destiny has arrived. And this is a card, like the Pisces energy is very deep. And if you've ever gone scuba diving, you'll know that the deeper you go in the water, the colder and darker it gets. And that's kind of going deep into your emotions is kind of like that energy. And it's the Wheel of Fortune here is representing the past, the present, and the future. And it's representing the end of a cycle. I feel like some sort of knowledge or judgment is coming in, and it's going to change your course. I'm getting, if you're at a crossroads, hang in there, because this energy is saying that destiny is calling, and the ancestors have your back. And then we have justice coming in. Okay, so if you've been waiting for justice, It's here. The wheels click. This represents the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. It can represent the past into the present into the future back into the past. You see, like history repeating itself, or your ancestors saying, this time history will not repeat itself. You may have been going through something that involves your family, and what's happened is you basically have broken a generational curse, and the ancestors are thrilled. These are things like that run in the family, hidden secrets that are holding everybody back, and they're holding people back on across the veil in the spiritual world as well as in the physical, because if they have unfinished business, quite often spirit can't move on. And so the justice is, she's sitting in between these two pillars, and that veil behind her represents the crossing the veil, like the thin veil between the spiritual world and the 3D. So some sort of justice is coming in, and this could be in the three-dimensional world as well. This judgment could be like an actual judge, this could be a court, that is on the 3D. And it involves, because it involves pentacles, health, wealth, and happiness. So the King of Pentacles is sitting on his throne. Now we have two kings here. Just want to point out that these are archetypes. So this could be a woman, two women in their masculine energy, or two males in their masculine energy, or it can represent one person who has embodied the qualities of the King of Cups, able to control their emotions, and the King of Pentacles being very good with money, with finances, someone that is an authority figure that you can go to for advice regarding health, wealth, and happiness. And this also could represent like a lawyer, a probate lawyer, like for wills or something like that. Like it's an authority over the law. Spiritual law and physical law. Like we have right here, we have 3 cards talking about justice, and that's in the spiritual and 3D. And we also have 2 kings now, which are authority figures. And like this king is not going to let, this energy doesn't allow the emotions to take hold. They do what is supposed to be done. And there's victory. So if you've been in a situation and you've been wondering, like, when is this ever going to end? Like, because this is an end of a cycle here. It is ending now, and you're victorious. This is a card of victory. The 6 of Wands represents someone who is able to rein in their emotions and stay in control of themselves and be able to lead. And quite often, like, the wands represent fire, they represent movement, they represent energy. And this energy is of someone that is able to rein, the horses are representing emotions, someone who is able to rein their emotions in and be a strong leader. So you have some people in the background that are jealous and don't want to follow, and some people that you've convinced now, okay, I'm going to follow this person. They are actually a good leader. So congratulations on that. It takes a lot of strength to be that way. And then we have the 2 of Wands. This to me right away is speaking about the way it has been and the way it's going to be. It's the present and the future. The past, or like, as I was saying, the past to the present to the past, past to the future. Because this is general reading. It could, there is no real time. The only real time that's linear is in the 3D world. So this card is representing having the world at your hands. There's someone standing on the turret of their castle, and they're surveying their domain. But you notice that there's another shore across there, and this person is kind of like planted one wand and has their hand on the other and is considering moving forward. Perhaps this in the physical world can indicate an actual physical move to another city or another country or another location. It can represent a career change. It can represent something, matters of the heart as well. We only have the one cup here. That usually can represent love, romantic love, but it also can represent what you love to do or what you love to be. So this card is sort of like the big fish in the little pond, wanting, having sort of been really successful where you're at, but knowing that you really would like to expand your horizons. And then we have the Magician. So the Magician has the infinity symbol above their head. They're pointing above, representing the heavens, and to below, how to bring this energy, this judgment, down to earth. And there's infinite potential. It's saying you have all the tools that you need. They're on the bench here. And but you need to put these tools to work so that you're able to, and be able to lead in a strong way. And I'm getting that this will benefit everybody in your family. This is an energetic upgrade. So this energy of the Wheel of Fortune is actually representing your self-identity, like your self-image of yourself. So as someone being able to make this change happen. And this is your value, like what are your values and what are your family values, and the people around you, what are their values. And this is about justice, getting to the truth. And then we have the King of Pentacles. It feels like there's, like this is about communication from early life. So I feel like there may have been a story in your family from like generations ago, like, it could be more than even one generation back, great-great-grandparents, where there was some sort of discrepancy over money, health, wealth, and happiness. And that was taken, and the energy is now the Wheel of Fortune has turned. The Wheel of Fortune represents karma. It represents breaking generational curses that are holding families back. So this is, and whoever you are, you're the leader of this, because this reading is about you. And so this is about the home and family, and your emotional foundation, being able, again, to keep your rein in your emotions and to get the job done, basically. And the rest of the family will benefit because you've led in this way. So generational curses can be about addictions. They can be about all sorts of ways, cultural aspects, religious aspects that are not benefiting the family anymore, and that are holding the entire family back. And this quite often can be injustices from the past needing to be righted. And then we have the creativity this is, okay, what are you going to do with this energy? And it also speaks of descendants. The wands represent like trees, and the ancestors are the deep roots, and the offshoots here are the descendants. I'm also picking up some energy from at least one, for someone, a descendant on the other side is also communicating here and saying congratulations for all, you've done us all. You have no idea. Well, because we don't really, do we? Like what's across the veil, what it's like. And this is saying that this whole energy is going to be better for everybody's health. It's saying also, watch your daily routine and your habits, like if there's any habits that you have that are really holding you back, because again, this can be about addictions. And this could be like addictions to substances, addictions to cultural traits or whatever, it can be addictions to how you raise your children, all of these things. So this is saying, like, look at your daily habits, your routines and that, and make sure you clean it up to the best of your ability. And you already have done that. So you're leading the way for the rest of your family. Congratulations. This Piscean energy is about really, really going deep. Like it's as I said, when you scuba dive and it just gets colder and colder as you go deeper. and darker. And so like so this is like dredging up some dark, skeletons in the closet, Pandora's box energy, and cleaning it up for generations. Moving into, okay, see, it's caused a never-ending nightmare is what's coming up. And this card is representing the underlying of the energy of the external forces. That's when you're laying in bed and you're saying, what the EF happened? And that is the external forces. This you have control over because it's coming from inside you, but this you have external forces at play, and some of this you will be able to control and some you will not. This is a card of a never-ending nightmare, but with this energy coming in, it's saying that never-ending nightmare is finished. This could be even something like, I'm picking up like some genetic disorder that they've now found a cure for. Could be so many things. And this energy, it can speak of a never-ending nightmare, but it also can speak of that nightmare being over because this person has received enlightenment in the wee hours of the morning. Usually between 2 and 4 a.m. is when a lot of times Holy Spirit speaks through dreams and etc. This person may have just woken up from a dream and has been given specific instruction, how to make this shift, implement this shift for everybody. And it's saying like this blanket that they're covered with actually has cosmic astrological symbols on it, saying that the universe does have you covered. So this is really, as this card looks kind of disturbing, and it is, it's both. I'm getting it's 50-50. It has been a never-ending nightmare, and it also has been, there's going to be resolution, but you're going to have to take consistent steps of action to reach the goal. And so the Knight of Pentacles is coming in here again, and like this is on an energy like this. So this has been a long time coming. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the major arcana or the minor arcana, and it's kind of like this energy, this message of that is being sent from across the veil has been a long time coming. And I'm getting it is regarding coins, it is regarding money. The Knight of Pentacles is surveying the landscape kind of like this is, and saying, wow, like this is finally happening, this message is finally coming through, you have finally accomplished at least the first few steps of this goal, and you are actually going to be successful here. Yeah, I can hear like a lot of, like if you think about the excitement on the other side, this energy is saying that the Queen of Swords has come in and her head is above the clouds. You see that? There's clarity now. And I feel like again, this is representing like, if if you do think about heaven as being above the clouds in the sky, this is what, as above, so below. And whatever you have done here has cut through this energy, and the Queen has her hand, her left hand is extended, and that's saying that that they have received the benefit of the good hard work that you did down here. Really, really awesome energy. And then we have, yes, they're acknowledging that it took a lot of courage to face your childhood fears. This card of strength quite often represents a wounded inner child, and to be able to move forward and make this, to have this energetic upgrade for you, your family, and your ancestors across and descendants across the veil. It has required, like, the infinite potential is above her head now too, that because you were able to really dig deep and go like Pisceans do, that you are able to reach down, and you're able to, that's what the lion represents, into your fears, and face them, and it's saying that it required you to do that, like the habits and all of that, it required you to do that often, because it was a lot for one person to deal with, is what's coming up. And so that's about the courage. And then we have the Lovers. So the Lovers is, in the old days, that, like when the tarot first came out, it represented kind of when you're at a crossroads and you had to make a choice. And I feel like that choice almost always, even back then, was about lovers. Like, so this could have something to do with something that happened in the past with your family that was shameful or whatever, and it's been hidden, and now the truth is coming out about it. And so the Lovers is actually, you know, you've got the sun in the background, that represents God, the Most High. And it's kind of like representative. You see these clouds here that are in between these two people? That's kind of like, now the Queen's head is above the clouds. So these two Lovers can actually represent a choice to move forward in one person in this new way, and be victorious because of it, or it, you know, and to address this issue. Or it can be actually two people that are in love and it's an actual relationship. That, or when you have the Queen of Swords here, see, her head is above the clouds, so maybe the information was regarding one of them as a lover, and or maybe someone in the family had another lover, you know, some energy like that, and it's coming out now, and it's and the truth will set you free, right? Sometimes, I was just going to say, it's not easy to hear, and we have the Tower. So there's been a reality check. The Tower represents an energy of people being like, it's a reality check from the universe. So if people, like, this has been going along and it's a secret that's been hidden, and some of the family members know and some of the family members don't, it's now being exposed. There's been a lot of energy like that, and you'll see this being played out on a global level with countries and with leaders, etc. You see a lot of information coming out about past activities from leaders of countries and politics, and all sorts of things coming out, and also new innovative ways of dealing with things. We have a lot of AI, which has its pluses and minuses. And that's what this reality check is saying. The lightning bolt has hit this tower, and it shook the tower, and it's, you know, broken it, and these people have fallen out. So now the people that did not want to face the truth are forced to face the truth. That's what it's saying, that the wheel is ready to turn, and this is what's happening. And so this energy is supposed to be here, actually. And then we have the Wounded Warrior, and that represents this energy. There's 9 wands here, and this is sort of representing the battle that it took. This could be a battle from within, a battle within the family, and it can also be a spiritual battle within a person, like not really wanting to, like other people in the family may be saying, like, let's keep this hidden, there's no need for this to come out, why are you doing this kind of energy? Or it can be within oneself, like someone confessing to something that happened a long time ago that has had a negative effect on the family, and clearing the air, so to speak, you know, cutting through the clouds. And it's required, it's taken a lot, but there was victory here. So with this energy, because this is external forces, this position right here is about commitment, marriage, partnerships. So this is saying that there was something, you know, a great-great-grandma, great-great-grandpa that happened. Some commitment possibly was broken, or there was some commitment that the rest of the family wasn't aware of. This represents like commitments in marriage, in business, etc. And then we have like this energy of cutting through the bullshit. This is right on the transition, like there's been a transition and the wheel is now turning. and a transformation. It represents secrets, right? So that I feel like now with her head above the clouds, there's clarity. And then we have this strength card. Like when you have the strength to face your inner fears, it opens all sorts of new doors for you, and it allows you to be able to expand, like be able to find information from new countries, like if you were wanting to move, or maybe there's a lot of pentacles coming in now to the family because of this. And then we have the career and reputation and public image. So it could have been like that way back whenever, because I'm getting that it was in the past. One of the grandparents took on a lover, and a lot of times the energy that I'm picking up is there was, World War I and World War II. And you see this a lot now if you watch, YouTube online, and that there's a lot of videos about people who have their DNA tested, and then they go and they find out who their father was. And quite often it's like people that were, in the war, that were across the ocean. And then when the war was over, they left. And so the children were left behind, and they were in a position where they were not of one race, and it was quite difficult for a lot of them. So you see a lot of that happening now, because with all the advances, as I was saying, in technology, we have that ability now to be able to track that down. And then we have, so this is about the public image, like there's fear that, this could really ruin the image of the family. Or it could benefit the image, like the reputation of the family. Maybe your family was blamed for something and it actually wasn't you, and you have the proof now. Or, that kind of energy. So this is about blessings being able to come in now because of this. And this court is saying like, you didn't just clear this on the physical on the earth, but you've also cleared it in the spiritual realm. I feel like the ancestors wanted justice and now they finally feel that they have it because of your hard work and your ability to face your fears and do it for the entire family. So congratulations, that's really awesome energy. If you're enjoying this reading, please like and comment. It really does help me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify the cards now if you want to find out more here. And this, I'm using my Tales from the Vector Oracle, which I began in 2007. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. There's 64 paintings. I started in 2007, big dragon paintings, some of them, and I finished them, the last one, in 2020. And I had them out and about at fairs and at seminars, and then COVID hit with the mandates. So now I'm coming back out online, and I want to bring the Oracle into being in the 3D here. And I'm just gathering information to write up the book that comes with it. I have the numbers of the cards written on here on these cards, or the numbers of the paintings. So you can go to talesfromthevector.com, that's TAILS. If you want to see after this reading, you want to take a look at the paintings. They're all in the gallery on the home page or on the shop page. And they also have some information that you may find beneficial. So to clarify the underlying energy for the whole reading, from the bottom of the deck is Libra. So the Libra energy, when the astrological signs come up in a general reading like this, I feel like it's more of the state of being or the stage of life that this sign is at. This energy represents someone that's mature enough to get married, and this is about socializing and being out and about. This is about letting go of expectations of the way things were supposed to be, and just anticipate that things could get better. And I feel really that that's the energy like that this reading is in, this message coming in from across the veil. And yeah, we have the third eye chakra. So there's been some insight that has been brought to the family regarding ancestors. And this is talking about going to your third eye, going inward and meditating or prayer and being in a place where you gather the information and then be able to set the whole family free. And this is the manifester. So the manifester is on the destiny card on the Wheel of Fortune. And this energy, it's just saying the wheel is now turning. This energy is coming in from the sacral chakra. So it again, I feel like because it's from the sacral chakra, the biggest thing you can manifest from the sacral chakra is babies, right? So I feel like that energy coming in of descendants and ancestors being kind of cleared. And we have the moon, and the moon represents cycles of energy, and it represents also having to have control of your mind, like the Queen of Swords, being able to be in a position where you control your mind, it doesn't control you, and so that you can get use your intuition and your logic and be able to use that information to move forward. Because if you discipline your mind, you will have reckless abandon. That's W-R-E-C-K. So it's saying that you're able to move forward because you were able to control your emotions, like the King of Cups, and like rein them in and have victory. And we have, perception. So this card is a major accomplice. It's like when people think, oh, the grass was greener on the other side, and they go and, maybe step out of the marriage, or they're across the veil, or not across the veil, but they're across the world, perhaps in a situation of war or whatever, and they find another lover and the family didn't know about it. That's one scenario that's coming up in my head. Or this could be someone that goes away across the world to be a soldier in the war, and then they come back and they're not the same person. And the grass is greener on the other side because it's fake, or the grass is greener on the other side because whoever was looking after that grass was really looking after it. That's the energy. If you've ever owned a property and you've ever looked after a lawn, it requires a lot of work to keep the grass green. And then we have, Sagittarius, world travel, expansion. So this is clarifying this energy here, that I feel that there was like two different sides of the world involved here, and this energy is all coming together now. It's kind of like it's all coming together in this person's hand. And I'm also picking up here that this one that was planted was kind of the way that the family thought things were, but now they're able to move forward with this new judgment, this information, and move forward in a different way. And we have the Taurus energy. Give and take. So this energy Taurus is like the toddler, but it's Venus. It's like really liking luxury, enjoying the material world, enjoying the family life. And it's about knowing when to give and when to take, and who to give to and who to take from. So there's some sort of, this judgment is involving something around that. And then we have the foolhardy, the anticipation. So this is someone like if that because the wheel has turned from this information coming in, this justice and this judgment coming in, it could be on the legal side that it's bringing in abundance to the family, entire family in some way. And this is the way, this is saying foolhardy is when you're part of God's plan. When the fool starts out on his journey in the major arcana, the fool is either following a path that was destined for them, or they're following a path that wasn't. And so quite often when people have expectations, that's why they create limitations, because if you expect things to be a certain way, then you sometimes don't listen to that inner voice telling you, no, go this way instead, even though it maybe isn't logically apparent at that time. So this is saying your family can now move forward with anticipation of life getting better. And whatever this never-ending nightmare is, it's being cleared for sure. That's what's coming up. And we have the Hangman here. So this is the balance of give and take and the balance of the journey. When you have all the information, when justice steps in, when your judgment is called, it allows you to let go of this energy or of any shame or anything that didn't belong to you. And return, like the karma is cause and effect, so it balances it out. And quite often people will think, well, that's not happening, because look it's been like 2 or 3 generations, but all of a sudden, boom, there's a reality check, and here it comes. God works in mysterious ways. So we have temperance, a devotion to your life path, and that's sitting right here. So it's taken a lot of time, but your patience has paid off, and the devotion is your devotion to your life path, your destiny, and staying on course, and being patient about it, even though you didn't feel like being patient about it. And then we have a karmic space of pride. So this is, and we have perception here, so we have a new way of looking at things, and a cat's purr is very healing. It's a very high vibration. And then we have persuasion. So this is when sometimes if there's pride involved, and they say pride before the fall, it's kind of like, now this lion, this energy of facing your fears, that has allowed you to claim your the truth, basically, to get this justice to come in. And you've done so by facing your fears and that it's bringing a whole different energy in. So the persuasion is when you get the truth, and then you don't even have to persuade other people of it, because it's so apparent that it was the truth. There's proof, is basically. And then we have the Hermit, which is safe travels. So that card represents being, going up to the top of the mountain, or going down to the bottom of the ocean, like in the Pisces energy, and really fighting, with those inner fears, and then safely surviving that and bringing that energy to the surface. And we have the Falling Star, which is about having the energy from the heart. And this energy is representing someone, the energy here is falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So there could have been some energy here of someone really beating themselves up for what happened. And now they have allowed themselves to forgive themselves, and they can live unfettered. And so that's what I'm getting. The truth coming out is there's some ancestors that are, yay, like they're just breathing a sigh of relief on the other side. Because quite often what happens is, if something happened in the family, they were too proud to admit that something happened that was causing this issue, then when the relief of having that released is felt, across the veil and on the planet. And so, battle star, and that's sitting right on the wounded warrior and the reality check. So that's basically saying, again, look how much courage it took for you to bring this truth out. There may have been a lot of resistance to it from a lot of external forces, and even internally within your family and internally within yourself. You might have thought at some points, like, this isn't even worth doing. Is this even worth doing this? Like, am I, what is this? Why am I doing this kind of energy, and having to really dig deep? Again, we're talking about deep Pisces energy, going deep into the emotional waters. It takes a lot of courage to face your shadow side. Yeah, and look we have it again, the Strength card coming out again, the integrity to do so. So if this energy is representing you, congratulations, like you're a hero to your ancestors and they are thanking you from the other side here. and anyone across the veil is just, you know, cheering, the horns blowing. They're like, yes, because whether you know it or not, or whether you feel it or not, now you've cleared something that has been holding your family back and is going to allow everyone that is still on the earth here in the 3D to have a much better life, I'm getting. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading as much as I have. If you have, please do hit the like button, give me a comment, let me know, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. I will be back mid-month and to do a mid-month reading for you, Pisces. Thank you for all your insight. We really appreciate this energy. Bye for now.